everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you guys have an amazing day today. So today I'm going to be discussing a potential falling out between Season 3 Love Islanders, Florita and Leslie. So just to kind of recap from where we've come from to where we are, you'll remember when Florita was eliminated from the show, she gave this notebook kiss to Jeremy in the rain. It was very dramatic. And we recently found out that Florita and Corey were texting a lot as soon as he got out of the villa. That was revealed in her s'more date interview. Because if you'll remember on this show, originally Corey and Florita were supposed to forge something after the show. Once Corey was, whenever he was done being on the show, and they were supposed to travel to Egypt and travel to all these places. So that didn't happen. But what did happen was, Florita wasn't seeing it for Jeremy. She was making some shady comments at first. And then, once we got towards the finale and we start to see a different edit of Jeremy appear on the show, then Florita kind of changed her tune on things and then started to be complimentary towards Jeremy. And if you'll recall, at the end of the show, Jeremy and Bailey were together and briefly were together outside the villa, but then things didn't work out. However, for the first reunion of the Season 3 cast that was in New York City, the plan was for Jeremy and Bailey to discuss some things and potentially work things out and potentially get back together. Except that didn't happen because Florita, who was supposed to arrive a few days later and stay with a particular Islander at the hotel that all the Islanders were staying at for that weekend, she instead flew in a few days in advance to NYC to spend time with Jeremy and basically was holed up at his apartment the entire weekend. And we know from that they had some sort of relationship to where they were both flying back and forth between NYC, where Jeremy lives, and Miami, where Florita lives. So that's on that. And so then as we put the pieces together of the s'more date interview, at some point during the situationship or whatever, they allegedly were no longer together. But as far as timeline goes, really don't know. All we know is she confirmed that Corey told her that he was not happy with Olivia and that he wasn't happy with the way that he was treating her and that they were no longer a couple for 3 weeks, which then led to them both feeling a way about both of their situationships and led to them hooking up in some capacity in Miami. How far things get, we still don't technically know, because in one part of the interview, she said they only kissed. Then another part of the interview, she said they kissed multiple times. Then another part of the interview, she said that Corey stayed with her in Miami and they did more than kissing. So that is up to your imagination in terms of what actually took place between Corey and Florita. But nonetheless, that led to, of course, already an avalanche of things that transpired since. So obviously Florita and Jeremy are no longer on good terms. They no longer follow each other, this and that. And, then all of this hookup thing of Corey and Florita, flew into Atlantic City, where nobody wanted to be honest with Olivia and tell her what took place. And that was when pretty much most of the Islanders ended up finding out. But Olivia and then a couple of Islanders ended up telling Olivia by the end of the Atlantic City trip, in which Florita and Corey still denied that this took place, that they denied hooking up. And then eventually, much after the Atlantic City trip, Corey finally confirmed that there was a hookup indeed that happened between him and Florita, but he thought that they were not, quote unquote, in a relationship, or that they weren't together at the time. So he didn't really consider it to be cheating. But nonetheless, it depends on who you believe, because one party is saying they definitely were still exclusive. They still definitely were involved. Another party is saying, hey, it's not cheating because we weren't together. So more on that. Anyways, where we are now. So about for the past week or so, Miss Leslie has been in NYC for, I believe, some modeling shoots and some other things that she has happening. And she had been spending a lot of time with Jeremy, up until the point that previously in one of the stories I had posted yesterday, she was out with both Jeremy and Jeremy's sister. And so I found it convenient that there was a picture from Halloween of Florita and Leslie that was on Florita's Instagram page that has now suddenly disappeared, that has now suddenly have been archived. So I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, so did you guys just fall out, or are you just now mad at her because you're seeing all this stuff with her and Jeremy? Because you haven't unfollowed her yet, but you definitely archived your picture with her from the Halloween trip in Arizona. So what is going on? Are you mad at Leslie for hooking, like, whatever's going on with her and Jeremy? Do you feel a certain type of way? Are you just now watching her S'more Date interview where she said you weren't a girl's girl, and you broke girl code messing with Corey, even though you were adamant in your S'more Date interview that you and Olivia were not that close, so it really didn't matter to you? I'm curious to see what is going to unfold of this. Even if there is something going on between Leslie and Jeremy, I doubt it is anything serious, but again, we don't know, we never know. But all I do know is that this cast is messy, and it continues to be nothing but mess that continues to occur, and we just can't let up. They won't let us be free from their drama. So that was all I wanted to report on, was essentially Florita either archiving or deleting her photo with Leslie. And the only thing that would make sense is that she is seeing all of the footage of Miss Leslie and Jeremy in NYC, going out to these fancy restaurants, going out to all these clubs, and now Leslie meeting some of Jeremy's family and all of this and that. So I'm sure Florita feels a certain type of way, but instead of confronting the situation like adults, in this social media age, you unfollow or archive or delete pictures of people. So that's where we are. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. If it's your first time viewing my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for supporting. And if this is your second or third time viewing my channel, thank you. Welcome so much for coming back. I love interacting and chatting with all of you guys. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And per usual, I will talk to you guys again soon. Do not forget to hit the notification button so you guys are notified the instant that I post new content on my channel. And also, happy holidays to each and every one of you. Talk to you guys soon.